Welcome back. Guess what today is? It's fall seedling planting day. That's what it is. It is finally time to plant the seedlings that we started indoors a few weeks ago. We are here in my 9-foot Vago bed. We're going to amend it right now, and then we're going to get planting. We're also going to do some planting in one of the other beds that we cleared out that had the squash, and we're also going to be planting in the GreenStalk planter as well. So I've cleared that out, my Vago bed, and one of the new cedar raised beds that we started this year. It is still raining on and off, so I'm trying to do this really quickly so that I can get inside and get nice and cozy. But right now, let's amend all of our beds and get planting. All right, I've cleared out most of this bed, and this is some romaine lettuce. It's called Coastal Star. So there's still some things in this bed, but for the most part, it's cleared. I'm going to be amending this bed with some worm castings, which I picked up today. There, and also with my Pro Mix tomatoes, veggie, and fruit garden fertilizer, and this is organic. So I'm going to do that first, and then we're going to talk about what we're going to plant in this bed. Okay, that took a moment because I wanted to fix the drip and also just work the fertilizer and the worm castings into the soil. Did I use my hands? Yes. Are they dirty? That's okay because I just love playing in dirt. Anyways, we're going to take a look at the seedlings that we have to plant in this bed, and then we're going to get planting. Okay, here are the seedlings, and remember, some of these are for me and some of them are for friends that I'll be dropping some of these seedlings off to this week. What I intend to plant in this bed are a lot of my brassicas, so I'm going to be planting some Brussels sprouts, some cabbage, some cabbage, some cauliflower, some broccoli. So I'm going to get that out of here first, and then I'm going to see what else I have. There are things I'm going to be planting in the GreenStalk and a couple things I'm going to be planting in that bed over there, so we'll amend those after. But first we're going to work on the Vago bed over there. Okay, this is what I'm going to be planting for now. I think I'm going to start a couple of things from seeds as well because things are looking a bit rough because they were left outside. So these are my broccoli plants, and yes, they're looking rough. This is some cauliflower. This is lacinato kale. This is red boar kale. This is Brussels sprouts. And then over here I have baby cabbage. It's starting to rain again, so I'm going to plant these into the ground pretty quickly. Okay, so there you have it. We have baby cabbage. This is, I think, gypsy broccoli. I'm missing some tags. And then over here, I have some lacinato kale. And then here we have some cauliflower. We have one cauliflower plant. Maybe I might stick one more in. Then we have, oh, this is gypsy broccoli. This is Atlantis broccoli. We have a Brussels sprout here and another baby cabbage, another Brussels sprout, and red boar kale. So I've tried to plant them either in between the water lines, or I've planted them closer to the outsides, because when they grow, this is just going to go massive, and I really need to give them more space, which is something I'm really bad at. All right, so I'm missing some labels. I'll deal with that after, but I'm gonna water this in and then cover this up with the mesh. Right now, I'm going to go get something to cover all the seedlings that we just planted. And then after that, we're going to deal with some of the seedlings here that need to go in the GreenStalk and over there. And remember, we also have these as well. To protect these seedlings, because they're going to grow pretty big, I'm going to use what's called a super hoop, and I picked this up a few years ago, and it's really tall. There are two pieces that connect together, and then I cover it with this mesh, and that will help provide airflow, provide water, sunlight, everything for the seedlings to grow, but still protect them from the cabbage moth butterfly. I don't have to do that. I can leave these plants uncovered, but the cabbage moth has been devastating in my garden this year, and I really don't want to risk it with these seedlings, and they perform just so much better with mesh cover. So I'm just going to go the extra step, cover it with mesh, and then that way these seedlings will be protected and I don't have to worry about them at all. So if you're wondering what I'm using, I got this garden mesh netting from Amazon. If you need the link, let me know in the comments. That's it. It's starting to rain pretty heavy, so I'm going to take a quick break, but this is what it looks like. Ideally, I don't like to piece it together because I like to have one uniform piece. It just makes the process easier, but this is what I had on hand. I might order a clean one just so I can drape it all the way over, but this will do for now. Now, it's not foolproof from something getting underneath and going inside, but for the most part, it's protected from the cabbage moth butterfly. You can see the seedlings, they're getting air, they're getting rain. It's perfectly fine, but this is what the super hoops look like. This is what it looks like when it's set up. Now what you're gonna look for are any puncture holes along the way, because it will get some puncture holes, and that is when you want to be careful because anything can get in. You will see bugs come in and things like that, and that's perfectly fine as long as the cabbage moth is not in. This gives the seedlings room to grow. I am going to pop in some seeds later on, but for now this will do. Okay, I'm back from lunch. I think I'm going to start in this section, and I'm going to plant the sugar snap peas because they need to get in the ground right now. So I'm going to amend this and plant the sugar snap peas here. I'm going to plant some cilantro in this bed as well. And I think I might even pop in a few sunflowers here. Okay, so I've planted some sugar snap peas over here against my trellis, and hopefully that will go up. This is not supposed to be a vining variety of sugar snap peas. It's supposed to be bush, but it keeps acting like it wants to vine, so I'm gonna put it here and see what it does. And then the other one I've planted over there, which you've already seen, but that's it. So this, and then that over there, and then I do have tomatoes over there I need to pick as well that look like they're splitting, but I'll do that another day. Okay, now we need to plant the GreenStalk. I removed the strawberries from the top 2 layers because I have been losing the battle with the Japanese beetles. They have come for me this year, and I don't know what it is. I am constantly catching them in soapy water, and just more keeps coming, and I've just given up. Strawberries are not going to do well for me for the rest of this year, so I figured I might as well rip them out. I know I started them from seed, but guys, they were just not doing well. And I'm just going to, I cleaned up the soil here, put in some worm castings, did it in this layer as well. And I'm going to fill this with some of my Asian greens that worked really well in the GreenStalk in the spring, some spinach, and a few other goodies. Okay, I'm gonna start off with this layer and plant some Asian greens. I'm gonna go grab them. This is Wawa Sui Choi. This is Napa cabbage, and I have 2 in this one container. So I'm gonna plant 1 in each pocket, and then I'm gonna move on to the bok choy. Oops. Oh. Look at that. And look at this, my little labeling system held up too. I'm gonna move that. Just gonna put this here and try to break this apart because the roots are really bound. So I'm just gonna try and be gentle to break them apart. Okay, so one will go here and the other I'll just put right beside it. I'm just gonna move that. There we go. I definitely need to work on my labels after this. Okay, so one is in, another one to go. We're gonna do that one here. Okay, hopefully that does well now that it has its own pocket. Okay, oops, I'm messing up this pepper plant. There we go. Okay, so we have 2 planted, and I think I might do a couple more over here. I have 2 more in this container, so I'm going to plant these 2 as well. Oh no, the rain is coming back. I gotta go back inside. Okay guys, I'm gonna stop for today, and hopefully tomorrow there'll be a small opening where there is no rain and I can plant in the rest of my fall seedlings. I really want to do it when it's, right before it rains, or, while it's lightly raining, because that way the seedlings get a great start to the fall season. And the temperature is a high of 22 or 23 degrees Celsius for the past 2 days, today and tomorrow. So if I can get everything done and then it heads back into 28, 30 degrees Celsius for the balance of the week, if I can get that all done now, then the seedlings will be set up for success as it heads into the end of the week and we're back into heat again. So that's why I've kind of been pushing it today and trying to get back out there, when it's raining, or planting during the rain, just because I really want to get everything in these next couple of days before the heat comes back again and it's not raining. So stay tuned. We'll be back again tomorrow to plant the rest of our fall seedlings. Hey guys, welcome to day 2 of planting out my fall garden. And I feel refreshed. We're back. It rained last night and the seedlings got a really good watering, and thank goodness for that. But before we start today, if you don't know, my name is Marcia. I'm the Black Thumb Gardener. I live in Ontario, Canada, USDA Zone 5B, and welcome to my garden. Today we are doing a fall planting. If you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe, and if you're returning, welcome back to my channel. So let's get started. I'm just doing a quick check on the super hoops we set up last night and some of the seedlings that we planted, and it looks like something was eating this cabbage seedling, because it looks like something, either slugs or maybe a cabbage moth egg was in there. I don't know, but we need to take a look at that later on. But everything else looks really good, and this held up. I'm happy about that. So where we left off yesterday, we were starting to plant the GreenStalk, and we did plant some Asian greens. This is Napa cabbage, or Wawa Sui. So this was planted yesterday. It's looking good. It got a lot of rain, and this was also planted yesterday, and I think I left my container up here. So where we left off, we were going to plant 2 more on this level and then move on to the bok choy. So this is a quick look at the seedlings that we have left. And again, remember, some of these are not for me. I'll be dropping them off to my friends on Friday. But this is a quick look at the seedlings. They're looking a lot healthier with some rain and with cooler weather. So it's looking really good. And then over here, I have some of the things that we're going to be planting today. The cosmos, some green onions. This is some dill that we're going to be planting with the brassicas, and then some beets and cilantro. This was started from seeds that we collected in 2022. Okay. Oh, and I forgot that we do have some seeds that I started outside. These are sunflowers, and I know I'm late on my sunflower game, but we're also going to be planting this in the garden today as well. I just want to get as much as I possibly can done. And I also didn't show you my, this is my clearance haul. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I bought 8 plants at Canadian Tire. They were so cheap. I think each of these Proven Winners containers was about between $5 to $7. And we'll go through that later on when I plant them in the garden, but know that this clearance haul is coming. Okay, for now, we're gonna grab this Napa cabbage, get that in the GreenStalk. This is what it looks like. And then we're also gonna grab the bok choy. I think I'm gonna grab this one. Ooh. There are 2 here, so we're gonna plant this one as well. I'm just putting them over here in my little stash. And then other than that, I don't think there is anything else. I'm just taking a quick look at what we have. We have some spinach. Look at this. This spinach was started from seed indoors. It was outside during the heat wave and it bolted, which is fine. We're going to start some from seed anyways. But look at that. Already gone to seed. Okay, let's grab these and head over to the GreenStalk. So we're going to plant the Wawa Sui Choy here in these 2, and then maybe plant one of the bok choys up here. We'll see when we get to it. Okay, remember yesterday I've already amended all of the pockets so they have some worm castings, and they also have this granular fertilizer that I got from not Proven Winners, from ProMix. So I'm just going to open this up. Look at that. The roots were coming out the bottom. Okay, just going to dump this up here. Look at that. It's looking pretty good. So we're going to separate this again gently. Okay, so now we have 2 plants. I'm going to plant one here, and then I'm going to come over here and plant the other one in this pocket. I'm going to do this one first. I think that looks pretty good. I'm spilling soil everywhere, and then we're going to start on this one. Now we do have 2 pockets left over. We have this one here and this one, and I think this is going to be perfect to put the bok choy in. So we're going to fill these 2 containers with the bok choy, and same as the Napa cabbage, we just need to separate it. Look at that. And it's so nice outside right now. Oh my gosh, the weather feels incredible. Compared to the heat wave we had last week, this feels so good. Perfect. It's all planted in. So this entire level is filled with Asian greens. Perfect. Okay, while we're here, I decided to plant some cilantro lower down in the levels. I have an entire tray of cilantro, so I have a lot to spare. I am going to plant some in one of the other beds, but for now, I'm going to put some all the way down here in this cell. There are 2 cilantro plants here, and that's fine. I'll just plant them in the same pocket. Okay, here we go. So cilantro is all planted. Okay, so it's really wet in the garden. My hands are dirty, but we are in one of the raised beds that we cleared in our last video. This is the bed that had squash, kale, some onions in it as well. And yesterday we planted some of our sugar snap peas on the end because there's a trellis. And right beside it, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be planting some more cilantro. Yes, more cilantro in the garden. We're going to be planting some of the beets that we started indoors from seed. We're going to be planting some cosmos as well. And remember, these are the Snow Puff white cosmos. And this was inspired by Becky from Acre Homestead. She had a beautiful container of white cosmos. And I think adding some flowers to this bed would be really nice heading into the fall. And then just to add some more flowers, I'm going to put some Italian white sunflowers. I'm very mindful of putting sunflowers in the same bed where I'm growing food. I tend not to like to do that. I do have other sunflowers I will be adding to the garden, but I'll be putting them into containers. But I thought, you know what, this Italian white, I'll just tuck it in and see how it does. And then we have some more flowers that I started from seed, and this is Vanity Verbena. It's this beautiful purple verbena flower. It's so gorgeous. I bought it because of the image on the seed packet, and how many of us do that? We see a seed packet, it looks beautiful, it looks gorgeous, and we pick it up thinking, okay, we're gonna get exactly that flower. So that's what I'm hoping with this. I do have Vanity Verbena planted somewhere else in the garden, and it's at a bigger stage than this. So I'm hoping this catches up to what I already have and they bloom at the same time. So anyways, that's what I intend to plant today in this space. We are also going to be planting some dill and some onions in the brassica bed and taking a look at that seedling that looks like it's been munched on a bit. But anyways, we're going to get this started. And in our next video, we're going to fill in the rest of our fall garden with some seed starting, but we're not going to do that today. Today's video is all about planting the seedlings that we started indoors. And in the next video, we'll be starting more of our fall garden from seed. So here's my game plan for this bed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be planting the beets along the border of this bed, similar to how the carrots are on the end. And speaking of carrots, we still have I think about 3 harvests of carrots to go, and another one that we planted recently. So there's a lot of carrot harvesting in the future, but I'm going to be planting the beets along this border. Then I figured I'll tuck the flowers on the end here. I might put a few in the middle, and then the cilantro, I might put it at that end and maybe, you know, do some near the corners, and then the rest of the flowers will be down here. Okay, this feels good. So I have a cilantro in the corner, Then I have beets planted. There are about 2 beets every few inches. And then I have the vanity verbena here, the Italian white sunflower. And then in this bed, I have carrots that were planted a while back. We did that together. And then I have the cosmos in a row backing the carrots. And then what I didn't show you before, I had planted some nasturtiums. So this is going to be my fall set of nasturtiums. I had nasturtiums here in the spring and it was gorgeous. So I replanted during the summer for my fall flowers. And then we have the sugar snap peas here, which they're flopping. So I'm gonna help them try to climb. And there we go, that's the bed. So we're gonna grab these and clean up and then move over to that bed over there. And then we're gonna plant the onions and the dill and check on that seedling. Okay, now that we've covered that bed, we've done the GreenStalk, and yesterday we did this bed. We are gonna tuck in some green onions into this bed. I'm also gonna put some in the GreenStalk, and we're also gonna be planting in another round of dill because dill works really, really well with brassicas. So I like to plant my dill in the same bed I put my brassicas in. So we're gonna do that right now, and we're gonna check on that seedling. I don't know what's eating it, but there's nothing I can do about it now. We are gonna be filling in between each of the beds with some seed starting. We're gonna be doing a lot of lettuce greens soon, some arugulas. Oh, the noise. In case you didn't know, I live beside an airport, so I'm sorry for the noise. So we are going to be planting some lettuce greens, some arugula, some lettuce, probably some mustard greens as well in between each of the beds, but that is going to be in the next video. So right now we're going to be planting these 2, and then we're going to be checking on that seedling. Okay, so this is what the seedling looks like. It looks like something was eating it. I don't see any cabbage moths. On that note, it might be a great idea to put some green onions right in this space. Oops, oh no, right beside it. Maybe I'll put some, ooh, we found it. We found it. We found the culprit. There it is. We got to get that out. You may not see it properly, but it's in there. It's like right there. Okay. At least we figured that out. I'm gonna plant some green onions here. There we go. And then the dill, I'm gonna plant in the same section and then plant some in the middle. So this, I'm gonna plant some over here. It's wet. And then I'm gonna plant some in the middle. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you're planting this fall in your garden. Again, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.